Now to a major hitch in the race to vaccinate America. We are learning nearly 15 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine were ruined after a mix-up at a manufacturing plant. According to the New York Times, workers confused the ingredients with those of another vaccine that was made at the plant, the AstraZeneca version. Now, the mistake reportedly does not affect any of the doses that have already been shipped. That's very important to note. Some future shipments from the Baltimore plant may be in question while the FDA investigates. CBS News visited that facility in January. We're joined now by Dr. Anthony Fauci. He is President Biden's chief medical advisor and the country's top expert on infectious diseases. Dr. Fauci, it's always good to see you. This is certainly a little bit of a setback for people who are already very nervous about the vaccine. They're saying that it's human error, and I think it's good that it was caught. But how concerned should people be? How concerned are you about this?
Well, obviously, you don't like to see anything like this happening, but you're right, Gayle. It was human error. The FDA is investigating this. That plant has not yet been fully certified by the FDA. And as you pointed out correctly, people should realize that all the doses that have been distributed to us and have been administered did not come from that plant. So this is not related in any way to any of the J&J doses that people have already gotten. And what's going on there now, as I mentioned, is being thoroughly investigated by the FDA.
How does this happen? When did the White House become aware of it, and how does it happen?
Well, you know, human errors do happen, and you have checks and balances. And the good news about this, despite the fact that it's really quite unfortunate that about 15 million doses now are not going to be able to be used, but you do have checks and balances, and you see that, and that's the reason why the good news is that it did get picked up. And as I mentioned, that's the reason nothing from that plant has gone into anyone that we've administered to.
I'm ready for some good news. It's coming from Pfizer this morning. Pfizer is saying this, that their vaccine is 100% effective in preventing severe illness, as defined by the CDC, including some of the cases in South Africa that has that very troubling variant. So does this mean that Pfizer is a better vaccine? You know how it goes. Anybody that's gotten the vaccine, the first question they ask Dr. Fauci is, which one did you get? Which one did you get? And did you have any reaction? Does this mean Pfizer is a better vaccine than the rest?
No, it doesn't. It just means they did a test, and the results of the test, as you mentioned, Gayle, are really very encouraging. Something that we suspected all along, that even though you don't have a vaccine directed specifically against the variant, you can get some pretty good protection. Pfizer did the study. It looked really good. I would not be surprised at all if Moderna and other companies that did the same thing would get similar results. As we've said, when these came out, all three of the vaccines that have an emergency use authorization from our FDA are highly efficacious vaccines. So that's all good news. And the Pfizer news just now that you mentioned is just, you know, icing on the cake for good news.
Yeah.
I like icing.
We all like
too.
icing. You know what else we like? We like baseball's opening day, which happens to be today. Spring break is also going on at the moment. A lot of people are going to be gathering Sunday for Easter. You put that all together, Dr. Fauci, and I'm curious, we heard the CDC director talk of impending doom as people loosen up and gather. Do you share her concern?
Well, you know, I don't know if I would use the word impending doom. You know, if you talk to Dr. Walensky, which we do every single day, the point she's making is a very valid point. We're seeing the cases that have plateaued over the last couple of weeks, and now they're starting to inch up. So the point that she was making was very valid. Please be careful. Don't declare victory prematurely. Let's continue to abide by the public health measures that we all talk about, because, you know, we have so much in our favor, Tony. What we have is we have 3 million people that are getting vaccinated every single day. We have over 50 million people who have been completely and fully vaccinated, 97 others that have at least one dose of vaccine. So every day that goes by, we get more and more protected. So what I say, and what Dr. Walensky is saying, is just hold on for a bit longer, because every day is more and more in our favor, and don't pull back prematurely. We are going to be able to pull back. We don't want people to believe that we're going to be in this situation forever. We're not, but don't pull back prematurely.
So, Dr. Fauci, your Nationals have an opportunity to redeem themselves after a last place finish last season, last place in their division. Will you be attending a game on the trajectory on? I mean this seriously, and also a little bit not so seriously, but Do you see us on a trajectory where you'll be at a baseball game this summer?
Yes, I do. Definitely.
I love it.
No doubt.
I love it. Thank you.
And forget about last season, Tony. They're going to go right back to 2019 this year.
That would be a World Series championship. That's a big, bold prediction from our Dr. Fauci.
You heard it right here on CBS.
We thank you. It's always good to see you. And if you go to the game, everybody, wear your mask. We can't say it enough. I don't know how many times we need to spread that
absolutely.
message.
And distance.
And distance.
And have fun.
And enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.